we should expect the next move up to start around tomorrow morning New York time at the open of the market. So again, based off Elliott wave analysis, based off of what I'm seeing on this chart, the next impulse up, right? If this is a wave 1 and we're right now undergoing wave 2, wave 3 should start tomorrow morning New York time at around 8 a.m., which is the start of business, start of the market. Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is October 16th, 2023. And yes, I understand I took a bit of a break, but the markets were so boring and so lifeless and so non-volatile. But the time is now, the wait is over. Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market, it's back. Guys, if that sounds interesting, then watch until the very end. Let's get started on Bitcoin's chart, right? Let me show you. Obviously, it's quite obvious, right? What has happened in the past few hours. We've gotten this big move to the upside, okay? And it's relatively big. It's not a monstrous move, but it's about a 7% pump to the upside, which is not something we've seen in many months. Many months. We haven't seen Bitcoin move even 5%. Well, maybe not 5%, but 7% to the upside, yeah? So, the fact that we did this is indicative of something, and this is what we want to figure out as analysts, okay? Right. A little bit of context. Understand that this right here, this range, this larger range, is an 180-day range, okay? I'm talking about this larger WXY, if you will, ABC, but I think it's more aptly described as a WXY. It's a corrective sort of flat, right? It's a flat correction, right? This is 180 days. This right here is about 60 days, right? It's basically the bottom, the end of this flat correction, right? So we've got an accumulation of about 60 days, and the last time I was, presenting my analysis, I was talking about this 100-day resistance flipped into support, okay? And we kept that. It looked tenuous right here. It looked really, really shaky, like we weren't going to hold it. But we did, right? What happened? We broke that 100-day resistance to the upside, retested it as support, right, in this three-wave corrective pattern. And again, every single time you see a corrective pattern, expect three waves, expect a version or a type of three-wave move, right? This is what Elliott wave teaches us. It says that most corrective patterns, if not all, come in flavors of three, okay? So we have, again, 1, 2, 3 right there, and this is the move we want to pay attention to. That is indication of two things. One, it's indication of this 100-day resistance being truly flipped into support right here, okay? Two, it's indication that the nature of the price action is now flipped from choppy, sideways, accumulation, consolidation to momentum, impulse once more, okay? And that's where you can make some money. That's where things get exciting. That's where we make the big gains, okay? So what do we need to see here, right? Let's zoom in on that in particular. What do we need to see there to really get confidence that this price action is truly changed into an impulsive type of move? Okay, so let's zoom in. Guys, we're getting value. Like, share, and subscribe. So if I'm looking at this on the smaller time frame, okay, I go into the hourly time frame. What I want to see, if this is truly impulsive price action, okay, Elliott wave tells us that we will hold or maintain a phi ratio worth of upwards momentum. What does that mean? That means, given that we've gone from the bottom all the way to the top here, any retracement, if this is truly impulsive, will have to respect the phi ratio, which is presently 28,000 thereabouts, okay? So is that true, then it's likely that this is a sort of impulse and that we can continue, or we can expect a continuation of that impulse to the upside. Furthermore, we should also expect a retracement of at least the same amount of time as it took for us to get all the way up here to 30,000 thereabouts, okay? Understand what happened. We went from sleeping around 28,000, just running up in one quick candle all the way to 30,000, okay? That type of momentum, that type of volatility is, it's indicative of the impulsiveness. It's indicative of momentum that you see in impulsive price action. Yeah. So I don't want to make it seem as if just because we got that move that we're just going to keep going up without any retracements, right? And I don't want to I also want to disabuse anybody of the notion that just because we retraced that this is a fake move. So people who don't read markets, people who, like to make clickbait titles are going to say this is a fake move because we retraced and this is a big doji candle. Well, let me tell you something. If this is an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with an extended fifth wave, you should expect a retracement of this nature. Okay, that's normal to come back in your initial breakup structure to wave 4 of the previous trend, thereabouts, okay? And if this is impulsive, what we should expect in addition to what I just said is this. We should expect some sort of retracement between $28,000 and $30,000 that lasts approximately 24 hours, okay? We should expect a retracement between 28K and 30K that lasts approximately 24 hours. That makes sense, right? Why does it make sense? So from Elliott wave vantage, it makes sense because we know wave 1 typically takes about the same amount of time as your wave 2 correction, okay? And again, your wave 2 correction should respect that phi ratio of 0.618. The second reason we know it makes sense, or it should make sense, is everybody's excited. You get a breakout, you get a lot of buyers. What happens? You have sell orders, and immediately those sell orders are triggered, throwing the price back down. Okay, people either taking early profits or people with that were liquidated, people that are taking early profits or people that have profit orders, right? Take profit orders at these regions, right? They're thinking 30K is not going to be breached, 29K is not going to be breached, so they're setting their profit orders around there. So you should expect something like this. In every time a move starts, you should expect quick take profits. You should expect an initial sort of retracement that signifies, okay, people are paying attention, the early profit takers are there, but it doesn't mean the move is false. The move is only false if this phi ratio is broken and then we're back into corrective price action. It doesn't necessarily mean that we can't go back up. It just means that we're not yet into pure impulse, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Now, I want to also show you, okay, remember, next 24 hours, don't expect us to run up. I think that based off of what we have here on these charts, for Bitcoin in particular, we should expect the next move up to start around tomorrow morning New York time at the open of the market. So again, based off Elliott wave analysis, based off of what I'm seeing on this chart, the next impulse up, right? If this is a wave 1 and we're right now undergoing wave 2, wave 3 should start tomorrow morning, New York time, at around 8 a.m., which is the start of business, start of the market. Another reason we know that with a high degree of probability is by looking at the DXY. Remember, the US dollar currency index is the one and only indicator that is pretty much foolproof on a high time frame. If the US dollar currency index is going up, Bitcoin and risk on assets are going down, and vice versa, right? You can chart this over 10 plus years and see that pattern. But why do we know with a high degree of probability that the US dollar currency index is going up, at least on a small time frame? It's because we've got a gap. That's one reason. We have other reasons to indicate that we're going up. But look, there's a gap here. And if you read these US dollar currency index charts, you know that these gaps are filled almost 100% of the time. They usually are filled on a very short time frame, and sometimes they take a little longer to fill, but they always fill. I don't know of any gaps that have remained open in the US dollar currency index. That's the first reason we know the price of the US dollar currency index is likely to come up into this region at the very least. Another reason we know is our momentum indicator is completely bottomed, and it looks very clear that we're on some type of support level, okay? On the hourly time frame, we came here, bounced up. Came here, bounced up. We're likely to bounce up from here as well. Lastly, if we just look at it in terms of price action, we see this as an initial breakup structure. That's your first degree of A-B basing, okay? This is your, sorry, 1 second. Let me just figure this out. Okay, yeah, that's the first degree of A-B basing, right? Right here. So this is my breakup structure, and that's my initial A wave, that's my initial B wave right here. That's the counter right there. Okay, this one right here is my secondary A wave, and then my secondary B wave down here. Okay, this looks like it's going to be my pivot coming up here, and then finally the move to take us down impulsively, where really Bitcoin can fly, really crypto can fly, is when this distributive channel that the US dollar currency index is in on a small time frame finally breaks to the downside. Okay, that's another reason why it's very likely that the US dollar currency index move up, at least on the small time frames, which would result in a move down or at least sideways in Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Now, understand also that when Bitcoin initiates these moves, altcoins follow suit, but they also kind of play, or they dance to the beat of their own drum, so to speak. So if Bitcoin gives the go ahead, if Bitcoin, gives the go signal, it may not necessarily be that every single last altcoin wait until the start of trading tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. On Tuesday, New York time. They may go a little bit before or a little after, right? So this is the total cryptocurrency market cap minus Bitcoin, so the total 2 chart. So basically all the altcoins. And again, if you're a buyer of altcoins here, you're doing it right. Look, you're buying generational support, right? This is support that we've held for a very long time. This is 220 days of support right here, okay? So you're buying support, which you should. And if you look, you have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches of support, right? And basically when you look on a high time frame, when you want to do analysis, you typically look for 3 touches of anything, right? A lot of times you see 3s in technical analysis, 3 touches, and then, right, this is your final accumulation before the move up, okay? So then you want to look at this on a smaller time frame, And this also has 3 touches. As you can see, you have a range here, and you have 1, 2, 3 touches. This is your impulse. Do expect that just like Bitcoin, if this is a true impulse, you get some sort of retracement to the 0618, to around the 0618, taking around the same amount of time as it took to come up, but shortly after, do expect a move up, right? Which would be a continuation of this purported impulse. So that's what I've got. Guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful. No, it's been a while, but you know, I don't do these just for clicks. I don't do these just because. I do it if I feel like it. And I feel like I can only do a good job when I really am invested and yeah, I feel like doing it. So if I don't feel like doing a video, I can't do a video, and if I did, it wouldn't be any good. So hope that helps, and like, share, and subscribe as always, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.